Hello and welcome to Viber Finance. My name is Lindsay. In this episode, we will be talking about bridging communities and networks, how we're going to get it done with Sparkswap. But before we get started, a little hello from Viber Finance.
At Viber Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want some viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Viber Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Viber Finance, we are the future of crypto.
Hello and welcome. AJ, thank you so much for coming on and joining us today. I know that you are very, very busy.
Yeah, Lindsay, no doubt. Really excited to be here. Again, longtime fan, first time caller, but happy to be on the channel and appreciate all that you're doing to help promote PulseChain and everything we love. And yeah, you pulled up the bubble map today. Finally, some life back in Pulse. Almost every single token is up today. So yeah, what a great day to have an interview with you for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And we have a nice little 8% pump on Spark here too. It's hiding in the weeds here, so to speak, but
For
we
sure.
know it's here. But you guys have a killer ticker and I love your symbol too. So this we're going to get into some very exciting things today. But before we do, can you just give our audience a brief introduction to yourself and a little bit of your background before we get into Spark, Sparkler, and all these amazing things?
Yeah, no doubt. So again, I consider myself a crypto veteran. I've been in the space for about 10 years now, and when you say it out loud, it really puts it in perspective. When most of us are so used to how fast crypto moves, but I've had a very successful career even outside of crypto. As some of you might be able to tell, I'm actually in a wheelchair, so I'm essentially quadriplegic. I was born with a neuromuscular condition. So I still have full feeling, just very weak muscles. And so I never let that hold me back though. And I had a professional career as a artist. So I used the computer and computer software, like Photoshop and Corel Painter to create digital portraits. And my claim to fame was back in 2012, I did a family portrait for President Barack Obama. So again, I'm fully doxxed. You can Google my full name, AJ Brockman, and find a bunch of great articles on that. But I transitioned that success into my own art gallery and craft beer bar, a music venue. I really built a whole brand and a whole successful franchise out of the arts. And then again, found crypto. I mean, obviously using technology to be independent with the limitations that I have. I always had heard about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and when COVID hit, I really started getting serious about going full time crypto, even though I'd pretty much been full time crypto anyway. But yeah, and that brings us to Sparkswap. Again, we built many protocols. Every protocol we built is still around to this day, which is amazing, especially in the depths of a bear market. We just kept building, and now we're here on Pulse. And I'm an OG Hexagon as well, and we have a love for the PulseChain ecosystem, and that's what brought us to build on PulseChain for sure.
Oh, and I'm so glad that you guys are here building on BulseChain because we're a new community. We're new and
For
problems
sure.
arise. And one of the problems that I had was I was looking for the cheapest, easiest, fastest way to bridge my Binance to PulseChain. And so when I started doing some research, I had heard about you guys several months ago because you guys, this isn't new. You guys just didn't pop up in April and here you are. Like you guys have been established in the community for quite some time in crypto, as you had said, since 2010. So, and you are no stranger to marketing and doing all these things. Well, you caught my attention with the solution that you offer of your bridge. So, can you tell us a general overview of what Sparkswap protocol is, and then we can go into a little bit more detail with the bridge, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, 100%. I mean, we not only do I have an affinity for Richard Hart and the Richard Hart ecosystem, but we knew all along that we wanted to build on Pulse because, again, as you said, it's a new chain, and we have some very specific infrastructure tech that we are able to bring, and so we purposely go after uh, new and upcoming chains that have a lot less volume and a lot less infrastructure because we're able to get a lot of market share and really provide a great product market fit for the chain overall. So rather than building a fork of something or the next Ponzi, we want to build an actual real world utility on any chain that we build on. So that is how SparkSwap came around. SparkSwap is a its own decentralized exchange. Now, we started as an AMM, basically utilizing the Pulse X LPs, which I know you're very interested to talk about the rehypothecation. We'll talk about that in a bit here, but that's how we started, and we grew into our own fully fledged platform. And now we're adding so much utility that we like to call ourselves the one-stop shop exchange. So to your point, bridging is extremely important. And when we were building originally, we didn't have a good option other than the native Pulse bridge. But because of Ethereum, your gas fees will eat you alive. And if you're trying to move, anything under $1,000, you're paying upwards of 20% in gas fees alone, let alone other fees. So we knew that we had to build something that was again, a better option. And yeah, we are now one of the only bridges, even to this day, that support BSC network or BNB network and Arbitrum. So you can bridge both in and out of Pulse to either of those chains. And the average bridge time is about 2 minutes, which again is unbelievable. All of us know in crypto, time is money, and our bridges literally one of the fastest bridges in all of crypto. And we're able to do that with our expertise and utilizing our DAI SDAI liquidity as the main option. So yeah, that's a high level overview of the bridge, but I'm happy to go into more specifics.
Oh, that I mean, honestly, getting across the bridge was very, very fast. And I know that you guys have a guarantee. Can you please explain the guarantee if something should happen with your transaction on the bridge?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we all have been there where we use a bridge and we don't know the tech support, and we end up waiting days for our bridge if there is a problem. Well, with our bridge, we have hard coded a failsafe where we will actually refund your original transaction minus the fees. Obviously, we have to pay for the fees even if it doesn't go through, but within 1 hour. So there's always that assurance that even if the bridge fails for whatever reason, and again, it's usually not even our fault. It's more has to do with gas and the network and nodes themselves. Because our bridge has been bulletproof. But yeah, if you're waiting more than an hour, it will automatically refund your transaction on whatever chain you started with to move it. And another really cool part of our bridge too, Lindsay, is we are able to also be a cross-chain swap as well. So a lot of new users that come to PulseChain, they don't even have Pulse for gas. And so, you usually have to ask your friend or find a faucet somewhere. But with us, you can choose to receive any asset uh, on any, from any network in actual Pulse. So yeah, you select that wrapped Pulse and get actual gas on Pulse. So
Yeah, I've been loving it, and I've been sending people here since I went through and tested it out myself. It took, like I said, it took less than 2 minutes. It was really fast. It was very inexpensive, and it was easy, which is exciting to see because as we know, Coinbase Wallet is going to be launching their new smart wallet. And one of the brag features that they're saying is that they're going to be supporting 8 networks. And the reason why I'm bringing Coinbase up here and now is because two of those networks are Arbitrum and BNB. And here is an
yes,
excellent. We are bringing on, so Coinbase will be bringing on billions in dollars, billions in users also. And here we have an easy bridge that allows base users, Arbitrum users, ETH users, all of this right here for us in the PulseChain community. And it really
yeah,
is like my
yeah.
favorite.
100%. I love that. And you're 100% right. I mean, retail hasn't even begun to get here. I mean, we just now see major, financial institutions really accepting Bitcoin. And now we've seen them even branch out into ETH. It's only a matter of time before, again, not only, Wall Street, but also retail investors. They want to get involved. And again, 99% of crypto people think that just holding a coin in your wallet is crypto, where that is not the case. We can actually provide real yield. DeFi is the way of the future, decentralized finance. And yeah, like you said, Lindsay, I think Coinbase and all the big guys will onboard millions, if not billions, if not even trillions of dollars into crypto over the next few years.
Yeah, from now until 2028 is just gonna be a rip. I think so. I feel like it's somebody's gonna pull a ripcord, and we're all just gonna propel out of our seats and be like, "Whoa!"
Totally. Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, I'm a perma bull, but the numbers and the narrative just make sense. And I think, people get a little bit impatient. And, Richard Hart himself always preaches delayed gratification. And, knowing that Pulse Chain, is just over 1 year old, imagine where we're going to be in a few more years where, we really are able to scale the adoption. And, Richard sets a precedence with the SEC, and then it's all God candles from there. So yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, I love the bullish energy and the bullish spirit. I'm right there behind it. People don't know what they hold right now, and they don't understand that the new financial system is being built right here, right now, and we are running it. And
100%.
we're also getting rewarded in it too, thanks to your protocol. So let's go. We talked about the bridge a little bit, and one of the things I wanted to talk about is highlighting your competitive edge, which is fees. Let's talk about the fees, user fees. These
For
huge
sure.
centralized exchanges, they are hungry and they want your fees. Guess who gets paid these fees? Not you, not me, not the good guys. Who gets paid? JP Mosquito. So tell us what you are offering the
Yeah,
people.
no doubt. I love this. So again, and this has been a real game changer in our economic model, where literally, the vast majority of our fees don't go to us as the devs; they go to our users. And so, in the bridge specifically, not only is the bridge very affordable, there are slightly higher fees bridging out of Pulse, and that's just to help us manage our liquidity. But if you're bridging into Pulse, which again we want to promote, adoption of Pulse anyway. We are literally some of the cheapest fees out there. So, but then those fees, rather than going to our pocket, they go to the actual ecosystem. So we do that through a revolutionary contract called the Sparkler. And we can go into more about that maybe later, or if you want me to jump in right now. But this is a way that you can earn literally all of the actual real yield from the protocol as a user. So if you've ever wanted to own a piece of the pie, so to speak, of a bridge or an exchange, or all of our other products, this is the way to do it, and we reward you in real yield.
Yeah, you do. I actually, I before I jump on and jump into things, I really like to test them out. So of course I had to
For
do it
sure.
yesterday. And I just wanted to show everybody that I did purchase Spark tokens and then I did stake them. And already I was looking at my rewards and I've already since this morning, I looked this morning at 181 pulse as a 100. Let me see if I can get that bigger for you guys so you can see. There we go.
There
So
you
this
go.
I did
Perfect.
yesterday. I staked 786.6327 Spark to be exact. And so far I've earned Spark back and Pulse, enough Pulse to do transaction with. And that was less than like one day, a couple hours ago. So
Amazing. Yeah, 100%. Again, the proof is in the pudding. And yeah, I mean, and that is again based on the volume. So right now, we're doing about $300,000 a day in volume. At the height, we were doing about 1 million a day in volume. But imagine a year or two from now when we're doing 10 million a day in volume. Pulse X right now does about 30 million a day in volume. And volume is the key metric where the more volume we do, the more swap fees, the more bridge fees, the more fees that the protocol generates, and that will dramatically increase your APR in Sparkler. So yeah, it's been very, very lucrative, and it has nothing to do with emissions or Ponzonomics. It's all real yield from what the protocol generates.
I really like that. I really like that, and I think you should like key or what is that? Keynote, whatever. You should
Yeah,
coin that phrase. The I actually wrote it down. Non-Ponzonomic. So
I
walk us.
love it. Yeah,
I,
yeah.
like really, I really want you to highlight the non-Ponzonomic aspects of Sparkswap for some people
Yeah,
because a lot of these user systems depend on new users to come in and feed and continue the ecosystem. So how is how is Sparkswap different with
yeah,
that?
no doubt. That's a great question, Lindsay. So yeah, we've been in the game a long time, and we know the typical pitfalls that other protocols deal with, and we have prepared for that. So as with any yield farm, Spark is inflationary, but I think people get a little worried about that word, especially what we see with the U.S. dollar. But we have a plan. We've always had a plan from the beginning to get away from that inflation. So in the farms you are earning part of the inflation, and that is the way that we are rewarding you for providing liquidity. And so that alone is pretty standard. But in terms of what we call non-Posonomics, a lot of other protocols are literally just paying out new users with old users' funds. And, it's this cycle of that, you always have to have growth or everything goes to zero. And so again, because we're using actual fees that are generated from the protocol to pay out and not part of that inflationary mechanism we have in the farms, then that makes it way more sustainable over the long run and much more healthy for our ecosystem. And we actually have just started to announce that we're going to get away from our inflation altogether a lot sooner than we had originally planned. So we're in the process right now of moving SparkSwap through a V3 model. And those that know V3 concentrated liquidity, that will get rid of the inflation on Spark altogether. And so then Spark becomes a max supply token that we can even buy and burn from some of the fees. And that will be really, really powerful because it will be one of the only exchanges that doesn't have an inflationary token. And just to give a comparison, I mean, we our inflation rate is exactly the same as Pulse X or 9 inch, and we have way less circulating supply than those other exchanges as well. So we're again, in my opinion, not financial advice, but we're way undervalued compared to those assets. So again, those that know that know are trying to load up for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I just want to make sure I had the right uh, rep pulse first there,
Yeah,
but
there you go. Perfect. Yeah. So we love looking at Pulse because we've been outperforming Pulse pretty dramatically. Right now, Pulse is on a bit of a pump. So, but even still, I mean, we're definitely forming more of a cup and handle position, and that's really bullish for the long-term price of Spark, especially as we move away from the inflation, because the only way to get Spark is to buy it rather than earn it once we make that move.
okay, so that's good to know. And because it's honestly like over the past like few hours, it's been kind of fun. I mean, not that I try to touch dart get away, but it is fun to like keep interact with your computers sometimes
Yeah,
here.
totally.
Give it something to look. Okay, so while we were just talking about Sparkler, and I want to know, I had heard in one of your AMAs, or forgive me, but I heard something about 8 sources of revenue that are feeding Sparkler. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I'll do my best to cover all of them, but the number one revenue source is the trade volume. So a portion of all the fees from our swaps as an exchange goes to Sparkler. The next is our bridge fees. After that, part of the farms, some of our farms have an in and out fee. That again, that would go to Sparkler directly, and more importantly, we also do what's called rehypothecation, where some of our farms are actually farming LP on Pulse X. We then earn that incentive token, and then that incentive token is sold for Spark and PLS to reward Sparkler. So just to back up a little bit, I know obviously we're all PulseChain maxis, and we want to make sure that not only are we building products, but we're also supporting the price. So what happens is, say we're able to do $1,000 a day in fees, 500 of that is used to buy Spark off the market, and 500 of that is used to buy Pulse off the market. So part of our fees are always buying Pulse and Spark, and then that is what you're rewarded with in Sparkler. So you actually receive Spark PLS LP tokens. And yeah, back to your example, yeah, like you said, you're earning Spark and Pulse, and even in less than 24 hours, you have enough Pulse for a gas fee. And it really turns into what we call, a Pulse printer, where you're able to just literally earn new Pulse every day, and never really even having to sell the Spark token. And that's why it's also really bullish, because as long as you're in Sparkler, you can take profit in Pulse and our ecosystem without ever having to sell Spark itself. So that is also really important. But yeah, back to the fees. The vaults are also a fee revenue stream. They are essentially auto compounders, uh, where it will take your Spark rewards and actually take profit responsibly in those, or compound right back into more Spark and PLS. So we have a lot of options with this. We could do a whole AMA on the vaults alone, but they're really powerful. And not only do we support Spark farms, but we also support Pulse X farms. So even if you have a position in Pulse X, our LPs, like that one right there, the Wrap Pulse die, you're able to apply that um, from the Pulse X pools and farms as well. So that's another revenue stream, and then last but not least is our perpetuals, and that is a leverage trading platform that we have built from the ground up. Again, not a fork. Um, this is very powerful, where you can go long or short on the overall market of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we're hoping to add all more blue chips, as well as Pulse, and eventually even Hex as well. So again, this is great too, because we saw a lot of people leaving Pulse when the market started to heat up, because they wanted exposure to Bitcoin and ETH. But now you never have to leave Pulse. You can just get exposure through perpetuals. So yeah, really powerful.
Yeah, this is really exciting. You have given people every reason to stay and zero excuse to leave. So
Yeah,
I love it.
100%. Well, and
Well,
then too, I forgot the brand new revenue stream. That is the eighth. Is our marketplace. So we also have an NFT marketplace now as well. So the first one is our Spark 404, but we're going to be adding a lot more community NFTs as well. So we get a part of the buys and sells from our NFT platform as well.
There is so much to unwrap with 404 Spark 404. So I want to have you back to discuss the vaults and Spark 404 at some time if you're open to it
Yeah, I
because
would be honored. Those could be, like you said, standalone AMAs. There's a lot going on for sure.
I mean, to cover everything that you guys offer would probably be an 8-hour stream. And although I would love that, I feel like we might not even cover everything in 8 hours. You guys are really offering a lot here.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and again, I know some crypto bros, their attention span might not be that long, so we'll break that up into more manageable sizes for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But I just wanted to show everybody that your protocol works and it does what it says, which it means a lot to me. So thanks for that. Thanks for holding up your end of the bargain. I'll keep holding up ours, right? And you
Yeah, no
guys
doubt.
bringing more than just economic energy into this ecosystem. You're really keeping it community focused and forward facing, where you're bringing users in from other networks and you're giving them a reason to want to stay and explore in PulseChain. So many thanks to you and your builders.
Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, that means a lot. Again, we are here to actually provide, product market fit for Pulse overall. And again, I think that's very rare in the space. A lot of developers are what's in it for themselves. And obviously, we take a small cut of our fees to pay for development, but the vast majority goes right back to the users. And we build protocols that we want to be participants in. So, a lot of our decisions are based on that as well, and making sure that the economics are healthy, that we're really engaged with our community. Again, we do AMAs in our own community twice a week. They give updates, so we're very transparent and very available as a team. And I think all of that really help, helps boost confidence in people that do want to finally participate in our protocol for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are making onboarding easier and easier into Pulse Chain. So thank you for bringing us solutions to perhaps things that we might have seen as problems before. So
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and we're never stop. We never stop building. I mean, we again, our V3 upgrade will be next. We're also adding more networks to our bridge. So right now we have another project on the Manta network. So that will be a bridging option as well. And we've even talked about, even though there are other solutions in the market, we probably will eventually add Ethereum mainnet to our bridge, and even branching out to other layer ones that are very popular in the space. So we have a lot more in the works for sure, and we build it as fast as we can. But the other really important thing is that we've never had an exploit in any of our protocols. So security is also very very important to us, and so we do all of our due diligence before we ever release a product as well.
yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. And I did have your white paper pulled up. It's probably hiding in here somewhere, but you guys would see the contract details on here.
Yep,
So you
perfect.
should,
There's yep, the token address, and yeah, we have a pretty extensive white paper as well. So yeah, you can find that on our website and look into all the docs for sure.
yeah,
Even though some
I
people we always say read the white paper, but it's very rare that people actually do, right? So
it is, but I'm such a nerd. I can't help it. I really like you really do learn so much in there and I could come up with about a million questions just going through it. So, um, is there anything else that you'd like to highlight for today? I just feel like there's so much to cover that I know I've probably missed stuff and I don't.
No, no doubt. I know this was a more of an intro, but yeah, I would love to be back to go into a lot more deep dive on everything that we're doing. But yeah, I mean, we can just mention the 404 a little bit more. That was our latest addition. Again, the marketplace as well. But the 404 is very different. So this is an NFT, but we all know Richard Hart and many others don't like expensive JPEGs. So we have really brought it to a whole new level where these NFTs actually produce yield, and so you're financially incentivized to hold the NFTs. And so this is the first of its kind. A Spark 404, the 404 token standard itself is brand new, and we have brought it to even a whole nother level where um, you're actually getting liquidity on your NFT. So imagine it as if a token and an NFT were combined, where you can always sell your NFT into a liquidity pool, and that's what makes 404s really special. But also with that, you also get reflections. So there is a small buy and sell tax with the NFT, and then all the holders of the NFT get part of those fees from the volume. So again, it's a fun little addition to the ecosystem. And the main way to buy the 404 is actually burning Spark, and then you get what's called D-Spark for burned Spark. And so we've been able to burn about 3 million Spark over the last few weeks. And again, that is really powerful for our tokenomics because now our total supply is actually less, even with the inflation, than it was a month ago. So it really helps combat the inflation on Spark and actually even make Spark deflationary in the short term. So it's been really powerful. And as you saw in the chart, there was a bit of a spike recently. That was from the 404s. So, yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say I wanna make sure I was on the right one here. No, that's the 15-minute
Yeah,
knot.
go to one day. Yeah, there you go. That's that candle right there. Yep.
Just
So
go
that
on.
was when we launched the 404, and we've come back down a little bit, but as you can see, we are deeply bonded to Pulse. So we have over $1 million of liquidity between Pulse and our stable token SDI. And so when Pulse pumps, Spark pumps as well because of that liquidity.
Oh, hold on a second, because it's just so exciting every time you hear that with a bonded liquidity coin. So when
For
Pulse
sure.
pumps, we're all yes. Um, yeah,
We're all winning, exactly.
we all do. We win hard to the upside, but and our smart viewers know that when we see a spike and a big candle like that, and then we see a little bit of retracement, we always see those as opportunities to get into protocols that are here for the long term,
Yeah,
because
I agree 100%. That's very sound info. Again, we all love to see those green candles, but unfortunately, a lot of people ape on that green candle as well. So, yeah, it's always great to, again, DCA into any coin. And yeah, the little bit of retracement is a great way to get a really good entry into the token for sure.
And you're getting a nice little pump today, so that maybe won't be lasting long. Who knows? Not
Yeah,
financial.
exactly. Yeah, a little local bottom, we hope. So, yep.
AJ, it has been an absolute pleasure having you here today. You've absolutely blown my mind. Thank you for answering all of my questions and going through things in a succinct and digestible way so that you could spark, ha, pun intended, spark some curiosity out here for everyone watching.
I love it. Yes, exactly. Pun intended. Again, it's been an absolute pleasure, Lindsay, and I'd love to be back again. I know it's a lot of information to take in, but if you are new, please join our socials. We're very active on Twitter and Discord. We have an amazing community that is happy to answer any questions. And if you are curious, we always suggest to start in the farms. Um, we have some of the best deals in all of crypto on our stable farm. So the S.die farm right there is just under 60% APR. That is about as high as you're going to find in all of crypto. And yep, right there. We purposely boost that farm because that S.die is the pair that we use for our bridge. So the most liquidity, if you're bridging, make sure you use die S.die for the least amount of price impact. And S.die is our version of die on PulseChain that is fully collateralized. So we have a one-to-one backing of real die with that token, so you don't have to worry about any potential issues. But yeah, that is a great place to get started, and then start earning some Spark, and then you can move into the other parts of the ecosystem from there. So
That's right. Earn Spark while you can, because when they get like you said, when you upgrade to V3, the only way to get Spark will be to purchase it. So this is exciting.
exactly.
So
I
they
love
see
it, Lindsay.
temporary deflation with a plan for deflationary mechanisms to be put in place in the future. So
100%. So, yep, we're the train is just now getting started. So we have great plans, and we again our roadmap is literally years. So we're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to build and grow alongside PulseChain. Again, as Pulse grows, that's better for all of us as well. So yeah, it's been a real pleasure.
it really has. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, please go check them out on their socials, Sparkswap on Twitter. You can join their Telegram. Like he said, room is very friendly, chat. Everybody's very easy to speak with and get some help with if you should need it. So if there's anything else you'd like to add.
All right, that's it. No, again, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure finally being on the show. And yeah, we'll be in touch. Hopefully, in the next few weeks, maybe we come back on, give a bit of an update, and then also, about our transition to V3 and what that means for everybody. And then by then, hopefully, you have a nice sparkler history as well. You can see all the payouts we've been giving through Sparkler as well. So yeah. All right. Awesome. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
All right, we'll be back in a few weeks to do an update, and then I will keep you guys updated with my sparkler situation and show you guys how it's growing so you guys can keep up along with me. But all right,
Perfect.
until
All right.
then,
Yeah,
we'll see you
thanks,
guys later.
Lindsay.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. We'll talk soon.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.